Today in the crypto space, we see the market going sideways. Bitcoin quite boring, right around $110,800. Ethereum also hesitant, right around the $4,000 mark. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, a mix of green and red. We do have some good gainers like Zcash, Chainlink, and a few others, and some dipping like Athena and a few more. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, guys, I want to talk about Shido, a project that has been cooking, and I want to give you guys a quick update. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it does not matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here, because we do see the total market cap, hesitating, trying to reclaim its previous levels out of about $4 trillion. A bit of trading volume today, which is nice. Obviously, some action Monday. We expected a bit of activity. However, we're not seeing that much. Bitcoin kind of hesitant right around this level, 110,000. Ethereum as well, dropping below the $4,000 mark. And you can see as I scrape to the top 100, and before we get into Shido, of course, we're going to just quickly scrape to the top 100. You can see that, yeah, we got a bit of relief today. It's been doing pretty good. For a Monday, I expected maybe a little bit better. It's just that there's no volatility, there's no volume, there's nothing really happening here, unfortunately. But we do have Chainlink bouncing nice 7.4%. and a few others looking pretty good. Bio, you saw what Bio did today. Crazy moves to the upside, amazing. Floki got a bit of a pump from Elon. That was great to see. A few good gainers, of course, if you're involved. Zcash is always looking strong lately. Almost 20% for the day, which is great. And a few others here and there. But the majority of the market, generally speaking, guys, is pretty flat and sideways. It's not a very exciting day. However, maybe tomorrow we can start picking up a little bit of volume, a little bit of interest here, and we can get the market going once again. All right, guys. So as you guys know, I want to talk about Shido today. Shido is a small market cap, $4 million market cap, very small market cap, fully diluted, already achieved. And what that means, guys, is that there's no risk of dilution, which means that obviously there's no tokens going to be fresh tokens coming into circulation. Everything that's out there is already out there, which is good. Okay, so no vesting schedule needed, none of that stuff. So max supply, total supply is equal to pretty much a circulating supply. Good stuff there. Now it is a L1 blockchain. It does have a lot going on for it. However, it does focus significantly in DeFi, right? And DeFi is a hot topic, one of which I appreciate. Let's go see what they got going on the socials, just to give a quick update on what Shido's been cooking. As you can see, they got a few followers here, 100,000 followers, and they got an X community that they got going on, which is great. And then one of their pinned post, one of the most bullish posts right now, is that they're waiting for a major upgrade. The major Shido network TerraChain upgrade is approaching with development progress ahead of schedule. So amazing stuff there. They're ahead of the roadmap. The Terra private testnet is set to be deployed and launched in the first week of November. Guys, around the corner. Dedicated to internal testing and further enhancements. The Terra public testnet is scheduled to go live in late November, open to community builders and projects to utilize, test, and provide feedback. And then they're going to be going forward, in December with a major launch, which is amazing to see. Shido cooking, but guys, just know their ecosystem is growing on a daily basis. Guys, they have AI, they have DeFi, of course. They have some gaming potential in the future. They got lots of little things, got meme coins, whatever you're interested in. Their ecosystem is growing, and because it's such a small market cap, guys, the potential is definitely there. Let's continue scraping through their X here. What they got here with their reposting, you can see transaction fees almost zero. Burn almost always. Speed is certain. So Maverick giving us some good alpha here with regards to Shido, which is great. What else do we got here? They're live doing AMAs all the time on the Telegram. Go check them out on Sundays at 2 p.m. UTC. We got Rayqua there doing his thing with the Shido community. Awesome stuff there. And as we keep on scrolling down, you can see they got updates. They got lots of engagement, a little bit of, their ecosystem right now being plugged. We got Kenzie, Boobies, we got Banana, we got a couple others. Go check them out. They're pretty cool. The good community there, offering lots of good opportunities. Conzino just got bigger. It's an analytics stack. Interesting. Pretty good stuff. I got to check that out for myself. So definitely go check out the community, go see what they got going on, and expect an update from me with regards to what they've been cooking. I'm going to be looking into their AI implementations in the next little while, so I expect to have a full-on update regarding that very, very soon. So stay tuned. Let's take a look at what's going on with the Shido price, because I know a lot of you are here to talk about price action. Shido at the end of the day has retraced alongside the rest of the market, but Shido has hit my point of interest, and this is why I'm here talking about Shido today. Now, ultimately, guys, we know that we can't catch every single top and every single bottom with accuracy. But I'm telling you this right now, this retracement is hitting a decent level. And why I'm saying that it's decent is because market structure. It did break out of the zone. Guys, you remember when I called this breakout on Shido, and literally within the next 24 hours, this thing started to crank. And you can see that it did very, very well. Now, it doesn't look like a lot, but just take a measuring stick to it and quickly measure, generally speaking, within that, range to more or less the top. You're looking at 150, 160%, depending if you're measuring the tippity tops. You get what I mean? So ultimately doing pretty good. Now the retracement did retrace and take back a lot of the progress to the upside. However, not all of it. At this current moment, I am anticipating that it should print a higher low. Now, of course, I'm not a fortune teller, guys. I'm not here to say that it's going to and for certain and none of that. What I'm saying is that because this is a point of interest, I am going to be paying attention to Shido's market structure, especially on the 4-hour, to see if we are going to see any evidence of a reversal. Why? Because seeing that the price is currently backtesting the previous breakout zone. And what does that tell you? That means that if you're a breakout trader, and statistically speaking, breakout traders tend to get tested this way, this is max pain. This is where max pain begins, right? We're testing these individuals, but more importantly, the individuals that got in on the breakout trade to the upside and technically are late to the party. Individuals like potentially you and I that have been DCAing and accumulating in Shido, especially on this sweep and the backtest confirmation, and held the range so nicely and waited for the breakout, even after this manipulation, all good, guys. Our entries are pretty safe. Now, of course, it's only no guarantee of any of that. But what we're looking for right here in this level, as I see the point of interest being now being tested, I want to see a market structure. I want to see a shift in market structure. I want to see a change of character. Let's quickly jump to the 4-hour. But before I do that, I want to see momentum. Momentum is, entering that oversold state. It's not quite there. I just want to bring to your attention that last time we came down to an oversold state that was pretty oversold, it didn't even get down below the 30. So the question is, does it need to fall that low in order to get oversold or to get enough of a reset to see a bullish expansion? History has shown us that it's not necessary. Okay, it is what it is. During the bear market or during the moments of which we got the major impulse, look at the redness. Guys, it's due to see some green. As you can see, these impulses, are getting weaker and weaker. We got our first green major one. Now we're getting our first major bearish response after this impulse. Now, are we due for another bullish response? Guys, I would say that I would be preparing for a bullish response any moment now. Again, I'm focusing on market structure. We see the volatility line all the way down here hesitating, waiting for momentum to get oversold. Like I said, it may not happen. The only thing that is keeping me on the basically doubtful that maybe we could come down a little bit more and hunt a little bit more of this liquidity into this order block is the fact that the trend line right here, the trend oscillator, is still waiting for to show some bullish signals. EMA is facing down red histogram bars, but the expansions, the custom expansions that I got programmed in here are slowly tapering to the upside, but no major confirmations just yet. So we're early. This is one of the things, guys, we need to stay one step ahead. I'm not going to make a video as it's pumping. I'm going to bring you the video before it pumps so that we can have a plan prepared, ready to go. I also want you to notice that we have a bit of volume. Market participation is getting involved here. We are getting one little reaction right here on the previous tops. This is the point of interest. I am not the only one that thinks that this is a point of interest. As you can see, we're getting a reaction as we speak. So let's get onto the lower time frame so we can see in a little bit more detail what is happening. I just want you to, take mental note that this is still in a downtrend, and that also this does look like a three-wave structure to the downside, a three-wave corrective move to the downside after an impulsive move. We can, clearly state that this was an impulse, and this does look like a retracement, three waves to the downside, ABC corrective move. Okay. Now, if we get down to the 4-hour, right, we see this channel, we see this downward sloping wedge, whatever you want to call it. It is downward sloping, it is making lower lows. It does look like it is in a retracement. It is what it is. We fell through the imbalance, we fell through all the negativity in the last little while, and we hit the point of interest. Now what we need to be doing is definitely zooming in here and focusing on a change of character, a market structure shift that's going to suggest a reversal. And because it's such a small market cap, just understand the volatility could be real, and even the market structure might take some time, especially with the fact that we got lots of little wicks because of the market cap being small. I like what we see here. What I want to see in the next little while, obviously, because we're producing a little range here, and again, I am very reluctant on getting into much more lower of a time frame here because of its market cap. But this little range that we got forming is a nice one, and I do expect this range to be an indication of a reversal, even if it's a short-term one, even if it's something like this. Now, what I would like to see is a sweep of these lows to basically flush out the market, and that's usually what happens when we get that accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution right back to the upside. If we can get back after the sweep, if we can get back into this range after the sweep, we're good. In fact, that's a bullish sign, that's a bullish signal to go long. Okay, once that happens, if that happens. Now, the problem is that if, right? It doesn't have to. We can actually hold this range very tightly, and in fact, it doesn't have to come down for that flush. We can stay within this range, hold these bottoms, and eventually, maybe eventually just run to the upside, and we have a stop loss and all that good stuff right into this level. The problem is without a change of character, and again, guys, it's very important that we are able to identify the difference between a break of structure and a change of character. A break of structure would suggest that we're going to just basically go sideways here and then continue to the downside. And then maybe, sideways again and continue down. The trend being your friend, range after range, we break down, we break down, we break down, we break down, so on and so forth. That would be a BOS, a break of structure. However, what I'm really looking forward to is a change of character, which would mean that at any given point, we need a higher high or a higher low. The most important one right now is this. We need to get above that high. However, into this area, this general area, we can start building the market structure that we need. We can pump up, hit the point of control, hit this order block, get rejected, and then come down for a retracement, back test the breakout zone right into here, maybe come down for a 50% golden pocket retracement, that's fine, and then we make a higher low. Then we break this top, and now we're cooking. And the reason why I'm bringing this out here is because we do not have enough market structure to suggest a reversal, but because it's at my point of interest, like I said on higher time frames, I'm expecting something to be printed that should suggest a reversal. If it doesn't, guys, unfortunately, we're going to fall into the range, back into the range on the higher time frames, as I showed you, below the point of interest, and we're going to get into that range, and that's not going to look good. But if we hold this level and we get a bullish response, even if the bullish response doesn't make a higher high, it's okay. It makes a high, comes down for a higher low, which is good, because after this low, we make a confirmation low, a higher low. We have the opportunity to make a confirmation high, a higher high, and finally break above here, and we might get some sort of confluence with these right into this level. And then guess what this looks like? a change of character, especially if we can get some class A bullish divergence here. So let's take a look at the 4-hour. If we can kind of take a look at these two bottoms to suggest that we are looking for divergence, and momentum shifts are also very important. Obviously, you can see that there's not much happening with regards to divergence. In fact, this expansion is quite strong, and so is this one. So it does seem like we're just a little bit early here, but because it's at a point of interest, guys, it's time to put it on the watch list. It's time to be able to really look at what's happening in the next little while, because we can get that pivot, that shift real quick. Look at the trend oscillator, guys. It's bullish. Multiple drives of Class A bullish divergence, EMAs facing to the upside. This expansion's looking weak. We got green histogram bars. All we really need is to see this momentum on the 4-hour get into the bullish control zone, which is above the 0 mark, and start expanding. By that time, it would be too late to start getting into fresh positions. This is why, again, staying one step ahead of the market and me releasing videos early before we actually get these setups is important, so you can have a plan ready to go. You got to admit, this is starting to look good. Volatility hanging out here is a sign of strength, obviously, and momentum rolling to the upside right now. Let's just take a look at this purple line for a second. Let me make this bigger, this oscillator. By the way, if you want to know more about this oscillator, it is called Synergy Signal. Links are in the description, guys. We got a nice rounded bottom right into here. If we can break back above and start cranking to the upside, guys, and seeing the purple line getting overbought, which is the momentum line, volatility is already up here, guys. We could see Shido make a very good response back to previous price action. A nice bullish response, like I mentioned earlier. Guys, these small market cap projects that are cooking, even though the market right now is a little bit uncertain, what's really certain is that Shido is building. And this is important to understand. With such a small project, it could be severely undervalued. Okay, so keeping it all in mind. What else do we got here? I like what I see with regards to this. I like what I see here. I like what I start to see the point of interest, but we got to zoom out again. I got to be real with you guys for a second. We are still in a downtrend. And ultimately, when I showed you the 4-hour, maybe I can show you the 6-hour. No, see how the 6-hour is looking right now. This structure, if we make a higher high, guys, we might at least get back to range highs right around this level, and then start looking for that breakout. It would be hectic, right? This is what I'm looking at. Let me just quickly zoom in. The point of interest. And I'm looking for the market structure shift, the change of character in the market structure right at critical levels. There's no point of looking for these types of patterns or these types of this type of price action when we're not at point of interest, right? We got to wait for the next point of interest, guys. I don't even want to go there, but I'm going to have to, because we got to be real. The bottom of the range of this range. If we fall within the yellow box, guys, be prepared that we're going to come down to the range lows. And then again, that's on a hectic level. Point of control is down there, and manipulation can still happen at these levels. However, guys, we're still good. This is a bullish backtest so far. It's a higher low potentially in the works. Point of interest, like I mentioned, lots of volume, lots of market participation, and the market in general has taken a hit. So this dip is not exclusive to Shido, and we're waiting for the market also in general to reclaim some of its previous price action also with that altcoin season narrative. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.